Come on in. Newt Gingrich, he does have a new podcast out called Newt's World. We'll talk about that in a second. First of all, Newt, my opinion, no impeachable offence coming out of the Cohen hearings, but I think it will hurt the president politically going forward. What say you?
Look, I think the people who were not aware that Donald Trump was a businessman who did a lot of things that public politicians don't do has got to be a pretty small number now. People who hate Trump hate Trump. The people who think Trump's doing an important job think he's doing an important job. My prediction is it won't move the numbers more than 1 or 2 points either way. He's unbeatable in the Republican Party. He'll be the nominee in 2020. And the economy, this is typical of the current news media. The economy had a better than expected growth last quarter, created more jobs, gave more people a chance to have a pay raise. Of course, that doesn't count because we have to listen to some convicted liar who, by the way, had sitting right behind him one of Hillary Clinton's closest friends who happened to be his lawyer. So this entire sort of vomiting on the public, which is what Cohen did yesterday, was orchestrated by Hillary Clinton's closest friend. And we're supposed to take a convicted liar seriously while the press doesn't understand what's going on in India. They don't understand what's going on in Hanoi. They don't understand what's going on in Venezuela. They don't understand what's going on with the economy. I think the average American looks at all that and says, shame on the media, and they just go on with their lives.
Yeah. But before we leave the subject, I think we're going to get a leak fest late this afternoon because Cohen's going to appear behind closed doors before the House Intelligence Committee, chaired by Adam Schiff. I mean, they'll be leaking everything before the sun sets today. I'm pretty sure I'm right about that.
Look, one of the things nobody pointed out yesterday, I think Cohen made over $5 million from Donald Trump. I mean, I'd like to know, year by year, how much was Trump paying him, including expenses, et cetera. Now, here's a guy who for 11 years thought, hey, Donald Trump is so great, give me another check. I love the money. And then all of a sudden, about the time the FBI raids his office, he suddenly discovers his conscience. Now, anybody who can listen to somebody like that and take them seriously, I would love to talk to them some about some really bad stock I've got that I've been looking to unload.
Newt, let's wrap that up and let's talk about the new podcast, Newt's World. Tell me all about it, please.
Well, look, I'm interested in many things that are positive, that are exciting. We started with George Washington on his birthday. Then we interviewed Luke Rosiak, who's an investigative reporter who has spent 2 years on an amazing scandal in the U.S. House, which is being covered up. Then we did a very interesting podcast with 2 doctors who had discovered a way of doing gene therapy so that children who are going to go blind now can see. I mean, really a miracle. These are little kids who were going to be blind their whole life. Now they can see. And next Sunday we're going to release a podcast in which I have a conversation with Patrick Kennedy about his challenges with addiction and with alcoholism, with mental health, his family's experiences, and his belief about public policy. And it's a remarkable podcast that I think Patrick Kennedy comes across in a very compelling and believable way.
I'll get into it. Yeah, watch out there, Newt. We'll get into that podcast, Newt's World, I promise. And Newt, thanks very much for being with us this morning. We always appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.